Hello Battleforge Brothers fans, this is Stu from the channel. I hope you guys are all doing fine, and as you can see in front of me we have another product review. This time it is from the guys over at Wargame Exclusives. They have sent some nice toys for us to play with, so that I can give you a look and show what type of products that they do. So be looking forward to seeing these guys on the board. So we'll just get straight into it. Just a couple of things to mention. Obviously, Wargame Exclusive, just a massive thank you for sending through quite a lot of products really that we didn't expect to get. So just a massive shout out to you guys, and just be sure to check them out as well. They do a lot of range, which we're going to see a little bit of the range today. So without further ado, we will just jump straight in. So we've got this one here, which is the Mechanic Adept Female Tech Priest with Servo Arm Mark V. So packaging for all of them, obviously very sturdy packaging. It's like the old blister packs that you used to get from GW. So let's get this one open. So they are generally stapled together as well, but that's not a problem. There's a few of them that do come in their own little bags as well, but let's get a nice little close look at this. This is, like I say, this is kind of like your Mechanicum model. So I'll just show you the base as well. Now the base, it is a resin base, and look at the detail on that. Very nice. You don't have to mess about with making your own bases. The bases are all done. Tiny little bit of flash that you may need to just trim down a little bit, but you know, it'll come away, no problem at all. So the actual model itself, I mean, the model is extremely detailed. You know, it's a little bit of a Rudy model, but I think that's fine for the absolute fantastic detail on that. Now, a lot of times with the smaller the miniature, there's a servo arm there as well. But the smaller the miniature, the harder that the cast is to do. But I mean, these are absolutely incredible. So I haven't actually looked at how it would go, but something, you know, like that. And then she obviously has her other arm just here. Just to give you a bit of a look, just the detail on that. I mean, obviously this is extra flash, which she'll have to get rid of. But that is the Mechanic Adept Female Tech Priest. So very nice there. Let's have a look. We have another couple of like Inquisitors. So this is the Heresy Hunter, as they're called. Female Inquisitor Xeno Trapper. So there's quite a lot of things that I know that Graham will probably be wanting to use, because him primarily being the Imperial player on the channel. So yet again, this one, I think it's the smaller models that tend to come in these bags, just to keep everything all together. As you can imagine, things like Space Marines, the big chunkier models will be fine. I mean, look at these. This is absolutely brilliant. The obviously the cloak going around there, the detail on the cloak with like the fleur-de-lis on the back. I actually might use this for when I start my sister's army. So that's something that I'm wanting to do, and I think I might use her for something. She looks as though she's holding some kind of head there. Yeah, like an orc head, demon head. Looks quite cool. And then of course she has her quite meaty looking bolt pistol style, an old western style revolver. But that could, I mean, these could be used for pretty much any Imperial army. But on, like I say, on the website, she is down as an Inquisitor, so of course that's an option. And yet again, the nice bases that you get with what looks to be like the remnants of some kind of, I don't know what it's supposed to be. Maybe it's like an incense urn or the end of a barrel, just wreckage. Looks really smart. So the next one we have is the Emperor Sister with melting guns. So I'm going to be wanting this. and Graham's absolutely fine. I've already kind of texted him just before this. And now this girl, she does not come with a scenic base, so just your flat normal base, which is absolutely no problem at all. That is certainly not a gripe. I do my own bases anyway, so that's no problem. And the detail on this is absolutely incredible. She's got like kind of a halo in the back. Let's see if I can get nice and close there. So all the detail on there is absolutely incredible. These are seriously some of the best detailed miniatures I've ever reviewed, ever seen. In fact, you know, I mean, getting right behind just the knee. Yeah, just behind this knee here. I mean, even like the detail in there, and with them being resin, you know, it's even this is quite sturdy. So it's not made out of, you know, like fine cast, anything like that. You know, it's gonna hold up. And I'm definitely gonna be using this chick. Graham's not interested in sisters. I am, and I will be using this. So there's the melter gun, as she would probably look something relatively like this, holding the gun. And of course, I'll just show you the head. So the head is really, really, really cool. It's kind of like it's a bit difficult to focus. Yeah, she kind of looks a little bit like Sub-Zero, like the gas mask thing on the front. That looks amazing. So I'm really, really stoked with that one. So next we have, there's a few that I know Graham will be looking to do, because with us going into Kill Team, the options for Kill Team, obviously we can do armies that have maybe disappeared off the channel, or that we don't even have. Now I think Graham's wanting a few of these, which absolutely fine. And this is the Greater Good, which is kind of Wargame Exclusive's version of another race, which I'll not mention. Which is, well, it's their version of Tau, really, I suppose. But their own little twist on it. Another scenic base for this guy. Very nicely detailed. And same again, obviously, the resin is quite sturdy, so it's not... They haven't missed out on any detail here. And you've also got, like, skulls there as well. It's a nice base there. This guy looks really, really cool. He's like a Tau ninja. Now, obviously, like, Tau are not very good in close combat. But I think this guy looks as though he's ready for it. And that kind of Asian inspiration up here. You know, like the old samurais of old. And, of course, he does come with a cloak. Just figuring out which way that would go on. I think it goes on... Yeah, it would go on the back here, somewhere like that. Could be wrong. But the cloak itself, very nicely detailed. And these are all sculpted as well, of course, the symbols. You know, so you don't have to mess about with much. You know, a little bit worn and tattered. So sticking him on his scenic base will look really, really smart. So Graham will probably be wanting this guy, so that's fine. Be looking forward to seeing him getting painted up as well. So as Graham expands and does his things like his version of the Tau Kill Team. This one, I don't know if Graham's interested in this one. If not, I will gladly paint this, because this is the Greater Good Dark Strider. Now, I've already seen this one on the website. Been looking at the website tons and tons in the past, and this model is great. Now, obviously, I don't do Tau, but I just think this would be an incredible model just as a centerpiece. And this is Dark Strider. So there's quite a few pieces to this guy. So I'll just pop them down there for a second. Just while I show you the base again. So it's actually detailed slightly underneath. I think that's part of the... Oh no, actually, it actually says Grimskull underneath. That is really, really nice touch. So it's kind of like a mohawk. That is awesome. I like that. I mean, you know, you're very much not going to see it in game, but I just think it's a nice little touch, that. Because Grimskull is part of, like, the range that Wargame Exclusive do. You'll find them by searching for Grimskull online anyway. But obviously, nice little wall section there, because this guy is jumping over it, and skulls on the base as well. So let's just have a quick look at this guy here. So naturally, I am going to hold him carefully, but I've just rested his head, so there's the actual body. I'll just take his head off so I can show you the detail. So yeah, so once again, extremely well detailed. I mean, obviously, like the spine protector part of his suit down there. I mean, look at the detail on that. These are absolutely phenomenal. The details is really, really incredible. I mean, the guns. There's obviously his carbine pistol, I suppose it could be a carbine. And then like a railgun kind of thing. I think that goes on his back, actually, of what I've seen. I mean, look at that. Holes are actually already pre-drilled, slightly. But for this type of weapon, you wouldn't drill all the way in. So, very, very smart. There's a couple of other pieces, just like his tuft of hair. And this is his arm, which you'd be using to jump over the terrain piece. So, absolutely, you know, even though some of the miniatures that I've received, we don't, like, I personally don't collect the army, it does not mean that I'll not be wanting to paint some of them up. Just a joy. So this one, we have another one here, which is what's called as like the heresy hunter. So these are like your inquisitors. So this is the second inquisitor, Inquisitor Brienne, with long knives. So let's just get into this. This may end up being a miniature that I might be able to use for future Sisters Army. Or, of course, an Inquisitor stand-in for any of the Imperial armies. So, this one is on a like I say, same again, Scenic base. And she has a nice little pistol on the back as well. But just looking at the front, she looks really mean. And looks as though she's ready for battle there as well, with her two swords, like chain sword things coming out. And even on there, you can see the indentation of where the sword actually would be. Now, there's a lot of times where, I mean, if I was to do it, you could get away with missing that detail out. In the past, I've seen sculpts that do that, so that's nice that they've actually put the indentation of the sword. So that's, I'm quite impressed with that. Obviously, the Inquisition symbol just on there, and on the other shoulder. So very, very nice. That, and of course she does have legs. They're just obviously not fitted. She has these quite nice little cool, like rock style boots. Yeah, like with the fleur de lis on the front as well. So they are awesome, absolutely brilliant. So you have two more to go through. I'll save what I think is one of the best for last. So you've also got the Imperial arsonist now. This could be used, after looking at this, because I had no idea what this guy was supposed to be at first when I kind of read it. I didn't know what faction, well, obviously Imperial with the name, but I didn't know what he would look like. So this guy actually comes on what looks to be a 32mm base, so he's pretty big, and he looks like, looks incredible. So, I mean, he comes on quite a large base, kind of like Necromunda, I suppose. So you could use this guy in Necromunda, so pretty big base, and obviously the cool symbol on the back is again there. So I'll show you the actual model itself. So how cool is that? So he has a raging mohawk going on by the looks of it, flaming hair, gas mask. It's actually a female as well, which I did not realise at first, because strategically placed belts there. So this one has like pauldrons. I think that's what they're called, the ones that go over your shoulder. So they would go like that over there. And then the gun. So the gun, massive flamer. So you could use this as a cultist as well. Just take off the symbols here, or, you know, dirty it up a bit. Looks relatively easy to put together. And obviously she's got like this like exoskeleton on the back. Perfect for Necromunda, for your kill teams. Amazing. Really, really, really cool model. The propane tank thing on the back as well. And same again, just no detail is missed out. You've got like the panel on the back with the temperature, the pressure gauge there. Really, really impressed with these. And it also feels as though there's not a great deal of like the releasing agent on it. I mean, they will probably get a quick little bath just to get a little the release agent on, but the actual models themselves, especially this one that I've come across, feels as though you'd just be able to paint straight onto it. So last but not least, this is the Kiosk War Cluster. So with me being Thousand Suns, probably gonna see if I can use this character in some fashion. If not, then of course he'll certainly be getting used at some point on the channel anyway. He's on a big base as well, 32mm. And look at this. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. The detail on this is really, really good. So you've got the armor plating down there. I mean, he could be like for Nurgle, because he kind of reminds me a little bit of a smaller scaled down version of Mortarion with like his hood up and stuff like that. It looks very, very wicked. Exactly what it says on the tin. He is Chaos. So he's got all these Chaos markings. And same again, that little mark there just near my thumbnail. That's sculpted. That's not just a mark. Tattered and torn. Cloak at the back. Absolutely incredible detail. I've said incredible about 500 times in this video. But still, it really is. I mean, that's just his body. So you've got a bag that comes with all the extras in. So just to give you a look, I mean, his backpack is huge. He's got horns coming out the back of the backpack. There's like a, I mean, you might not be able to see 100% on the camera, unfortunately, but yeah, you can see like a wicked spine like bursting out the back here, right in the middle, and obviously you know, like your flames. So that's kind of what it would look like on the back there. And then of course he's actually, did not realise that he's got a bionic leg. So yeah, there's his second leg. So bionics with that amazing symbol on there, the Chaos head, and obviously the wires. So it's not very often that you see a lot of people running bionics anymore. Like, you don't see a lot of characters with bionics. Now, looking at him like that, you wouldn't think, apart from obviously his foot. So that would be cool. Maybe just paint that separate and get all the detail in there, and then of course slot it in, and it goes in really, really well. You know, that's what he looks like with that. As for his weapons, he does have a very nice bolt pistol, which has the majority of the barrel already pre-drilled, with the skull on the front as well. That looks amazing. So kind of like that. He does have iconography in his shoulder pads. I'll give you a quick look at the shoulder pads as well. So the detail on these is just some of the best I've ever seen. It really is. So I am looking forward to seeing whether it gets painted up as Thousand Suns or whether it gets painted up as a Black Legion. We'll have to wait and see. So the staff, this is a bit that I was a little bit looking at as well, because just seeing how sturdy it is as well, because with Finecast in the past, things like this is prone to warpage, it's prone to snapping. So looking at that, there's next to no warpage at all. And, you know, it is fairly sturdy as well, actually. I mean, of course, the detail, you know, yep, even on the tops as well, even the spikes are quite sturdy. So it's made of very high grade resin. I mean, obviously, if you play around with it too much, you know, eventually it would. But really, really stellar products. The detail on these is amazing. So that's the review done, guys. Obviously, I've got a lot cut out for me here for stuff to fix up, and obviously to ship up to Graham, because he'll be wanting to play around with some of these. So certainly check out Wargame Exclusive, because they don't just do miniatures as well. They do a variety. They do just obviously your bases. Primarily, they do their own range of miniatures. So if it's the miniatures that you're looking at, and after looking at these, why wouldn't you? You know, certainly give them a look. Now, these are just a small faction. So you've got your Chaos You've got Space Marines, you've got Imperial Guard, Inquisitors, Sisters of Battle. You do have Eldar stuff as well. There's some really cool Eldar stuff on there, which I think I'd be looking to purchase in the future, because there's some very nice alternative Warp Spider sculpts there as well. So that's the review done, guys. Certainly give them a look. If you want to see any more of our videos, of course, please give us a like and a subscribe. It really does help us on to spur on to make more videos like this. So the more videos that we put out, the more content we've got, and of course it's better if we have more subscribers to send them to. So like the page and of course subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, thanks very much for watching and happy wargaming.